The film Legally Blonde is absolutely perfect. I think we all can agree on that. But where the film chooses to divert from its original script strengthens the film's overall message and impact to make it the perfect film. The film and shooting script diverge with nuances in the feminist message and the small details that emphasize those nuances, and there are quite a few differences. When you put the two side by side, the film has more of a focus on the end goal, which is to move the audience to acknowledge their own biases and root for a character that they may not normally root for, a dumb blonde. The script itself strays from this message, even contradicting it at points. Both the script and the film have the same general formula that can be categorized as a quest type movie, which is essentially a character going on a journey to accomplish a goal. They have the same bones. So, what was left out from script to film and why? The original script includes a sequence where Elle intentionally avoids feminine items and goes through a boring lawyer transformation before the court case. The emphasis on her believing that her femininity is a weakness and her having to change in order to be taken seriously makes for bad characterization and lessens the impact of the finale where she embraces her femininity and her strength. The film focuses more on Elle's strong-willed nature than the script, cutting out a scene of Warner standing her up for dinner at Harvard. If Elle is no longer there for Warner, and there instead to prove to herself and others that she can be a lawyer, to suggest that she is a scorned woman takes away from her mission. If they were to include this scene, she'd become revengeful instead of ambitious. They also declined to include sequences of Elle being malicious towards others who don't believe in her. In the script, she goes out of her way to play pranks on people who are mean to her, like Enid and arrogant Aaron. Having Elle play these pranks is pointless. She stoops to their level and it takes away again from her otherwise confident and ambitious characterization. The script has a save the cat scene for Elle way earlier than the film, where essentially a character does something likable. This makes them appealing to the audience and makes them root for the character. In the script, Elle helps a less equipped sorority sister with the fraternity boys early on, having Elle effectively save a cat and to make her out to be a more likable person. They end up cutting this scene altogether. I agree with the film's decision to delay Elle's Save the Cat scene till later in the movie, closer to Act 2, where Elle realizes she'll never be good enough for Warner and her goals change from getting him back to self actualization. By saving the Save the Cat scene for her B story with Paulette and placing it after her self doubt raises, the film allows the audience to develop negative feelings about Elle based on stereotypes before negating these assumptions in the second act. The delay of her likability allows the audience to reflect on their own biases, thoughts, and feelings about Elle that they had at the beginning of the movie. Enid's character has a bad ending in the original script. She remains a villain who is either jealous of Elle or stuck in her mindset of misguided feminism that rejects femininity. She then hits on one of Elle's friends. In the movie, it is essential that all the characters move to be supportive of Elle. To have anyone stay in their beliefs besides the true villains, Warner and the Professor, who are embodiments of the larger villain of misogyny, lessens the impact that misogyny can be beaten. Enid has to change her mindset in order for feminism to win. To have her remain the same and walk away unscathed feels like Elle didn't truly win. The ending for the movie is entirely different from the original script. The inspirational montage that we all know and love doesn't exist. Instead, there's this whole idea of a blonde legal defense fund, which was cut entirely from the movie for good reason. In the script, Elle becomes almost resentful of brunettes, which again undermines the feminist values of the story. Vivian even changes her hair color to blonde at the end of the script. To suggest that any hair color is above the other takes away from the point that women are equal to each other and to men. It's not actually about hair color, guys. So the Blonde Legal Defense Fund is replaced with both brunettes and blondes becoming successful and Warner and misogynistic men having terrible lives. Elle gets her happy ending and there is no blonde versus brunette discourse. Subtler changes are made to avoid undermining the point. In the script, Bruiser's name is Underdog. The name Bruiser is strong, unlike Underdog, which adds a hint of irony, meaning that small things like chihuahuas can be mighty and strong despite their appearance, much like people, hint, hint. The change suggests that Elle is not an underdog, but a bruiser. She's strong because of her qualities and not despite them. In all seriousness, it took me an embarrassingly long amount of time to realize the ironic joke in the title, Legally Blonde. It's meant to allude to the term legally blind, alluding to blondness being an impairment. This title's implications are perfect for the message of the movie. Looks are not a hindrance, femininity is not a hindrance. The filmmakers intentionally left out harmful details from the script that would derail and undermine the message, making Legally Blonde a perfect movie with a problematic script.